Hi, folks. Tim Conti here with Cloud Trusted Advisor and POTS expert extraordinaire. Is it possible to be an expert in POTS lines? It's a telephone line, right? They've been around since the Alexander Graham Bell era. But here's what I know about POTS lines. Two things. One, when I was a subject matter expert at CDW, working in their cloud division, we'd also get pulled into POTS lines for clients because why? They're everywhere. There's no getting out of POTS. Eventually they will be sunsetted, but there's a lot of fear mongering going on right now by the vendors that are trying to peddle their POTS replacement solutions. Now, don't get me wrong, the POTS replacement solutions that are out there, you absolutely should be doing it, but you can do it on your own timetable. You don't have to rely and listen to the quote experts that you need to be off POTS lines by August 2nd, 2022. That was the date. Well, that date's come and gone. POTS lines are still here, but POTS lines are getting very expensive. The Verizons of the world, AT&Ts of the world do not want to support POTS lines. It's expensive. It's outdated infrastructure. They're making zero investment. So what do? They raise your rates. Not uncommon now for POTS lines to be $100 or more per month for one POTS line. I've heard as high as $500 for a POTS line. Seems to be illegal, but it is happening out there. So today's video is going to be pretty quick. It's the truth about the end of POTS lines. We're also going to talk about POTS in a box. It's a solution that's out there should you determine that replacing your POTS line makes sense. Before we do that, let's talk through some of the myths. This is a white paper from one of our partners, Granite, the largest POTS reseller on the planet, based in Boston. They've been around forever, and they provide some very good collateral around the POTS industry. So first and foremost, the FCC has mandated that all POTS lines must be replaced by August 2nd, 2022. Not true. That date's come and gone. They have not ordered the replacement. The order simply provided rate protection on existing lines for 3 years. So there is some rate protection for clients. Not all clients, though. You have to read the fine print. Myth number 2, all POTS lines in service will be decommissioned by 8/2/22. Again, false. POTS lines are regulated service. They're protected with some FCC rules, and carriers can't just cease providing POTS lines because it's too expensive for them to support your environment. Number 3, third myth, elevator phones, fire and security alarms panels require traditional POTS lines. Not true. That's the myth that's been out there forever. You talk to a lot of IT directors, IT managers, and they're like, I can't get rid of POTS. I have to keep a POTS line. Otherwise, I violate my agreement with my security alarm company, or I violate my agreement. I won't pass inspection for an elevator should an inspection occur. Not true. There's many solutions out there. One from Granite called Epic that provides a direct POTS replacement for these needs. So if anyone's telling you you have to have a POTS line to support an application, that's untrue. Myth number 4, 911 service doesn't work with POPs. Again, incorrect. VoIP, voice over IP, can complete 911 calls. You might have to establish some things in place ahead of time with location level information so they know where to dispatch, but that does not mean that 911 services won't work with POTS. Placing POTS lines requires new local and toll-free number. No, wrong. Many solutions, not just Granite, you're able to keep your local number, your toll-free number. That doesn't go away. You do want to read the fine print on your agreement. There are certain providers that don't allow you to port your number. And when I say port, transfer it over to a new provider. That is extremely rare, but it does happen. So you want to check in advance, and we can help you if you've got questions there. POTS replacement is expensive and requires new wiring. Again, not true. There's ATA, analog adapter solutions. There's a solution from Granite, again, called Epic. It's a POTS in a box type solution that are compatible with your existing wiring and can lower your costs. So at a bare minimum, what you should do is look at your existing POTS lines, get an idea of what your costs are, cost your enterprise. If you're a larger enterprise, these POTS lines are probably really adding up, and you probably just don't want to deal with it. But at some point, you will have to deal with it. Now, there's not a date set in stone like August 2nd, 2022, but there will be a date down the road. And also, what I can tell you is that the providers wherever they're able, are going to continue to jack up your rates because they just don't think you want to deal with it, or they think that you don't think there's alternatives in the market. I can guarantee you are. We have a number of successful projects. So in the comments here of the video, I will drop a PDF and some additional collateral and some information so you can educate yourself. Reach out to us to schedule a quick 20-minute consultation call. We'll tell you what your options are at a minimum right now. Saving money is the top of every IT leader's wish list. I guarantee you there's savings in POTS lines. So POTS in the Box is a great solution that's out there in the market that replaces POTS lines. You probably have heard of it, pretty cool name, right? POTS in a Box. But I can tell you that that's where most clients are moving to. So that's what I have for you today. Again, Tim Conti from Cloud Trusted Advisor. Thanks for listening and have a great weekend.